Hi everybody, welcome to the Knitting TurnPike. Welcome to the third vlog of 2024. Today will be a regular vlog video for me, which means we will be talking about any finished projects I might have, any works in progress that are ongoing. I have some beautiful yarns to share with you today and some stitch markers. And I do have a few upcoming events in the knitting and crochet community that I want to share with you. I hope that you're ready to sit down and let's just spend some time together and chat about all of this. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go ahead and get started. Come on. Welcome everyone. I'm so happy that you're choosing to spend some time with me today. I usually like to start my videos with what am I wearing. It showcases a previous make that I have made in the past. This is from 2022. This shawl is called the Bewitched shawl. And let me make sure I get on the right side. I'm really having a hard time with my eyes, especially dark yarns. I'm having a hard time seeing what is right and what is wrong. I hope this is the right side. This is called the Bewitched shawl. It is a lacy crescent shaped shawl. It was a mystery knit along hosted by Boo Knits. She's one of my favorite shawl designers, and as you can see, it's super lacy. I don't know if you can see some of the beads in this shawl. This yarn was from Miss Babs. It was one of their heavy lace weight yarns called Dulcina. Here's a bead like right in there. And it gets more beady on the end. As you can see, it has like this beautiful picot edging. And I thought it had this color was so vibrant, dark red, that I would wear it in honor of Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to all of y'all a few days early, since you're watching this on Saturday. But I thought I'd go ahead and say that. I was going to try to decorate in here for Valentine's Day, but this week it's just kind of gotten away from me. On a side note, I kind of already mentioned my eyes. I am having a lot of trouble seeing these days, so I'm going to be going to a doctor for that and try to figure out what's going on with them, because I'm having a lot of difficulty seeing, and it's affecting my knitting, which that's probably why I don't have as much done as I usually do, and it is very frustrating to say the least. Anyway, I am having trouble reading my notes too, so I hope I can do this today. The first thing I want to talk about are works in progress. As I've already said, I don't have any finished objects to share with you today. For works in progress that I have, the first one I want to talk about is this. If you've been following my channel, you guys know that I am hosting a make-along, a shawl make-along with my good friend Judy from Judy's Creations and Crochet. She and I started this back on January the 27th, and we picked two patterns to make. One is a knit pattern, one is a crochet pattern, and they both were designed by the same designer, which is Heather J. Anderson. Her website is called The Unraveled Mitten. I will link it down below. Everything I mentioned today, yarn dyers, patterns, all of that stuff will be linked down below in the description box. So go ahead and check that out. I'll go ahead and say this once, and that way if you have any questions, if I forget something, don't hesitate to put a question down below or email me, and I will be happy to answer it. But I will try to link all of this stuff down below so that it's easy for you guys to check it out and check out her website. I know she currently has another make-along going on right now, a crochet make-along, which is a blanket stash buster make-along, Heather that is, and should be a lot of fun to do. She's making different textured squares, but you can check that out if you're interested in doing a mystery blanket knit along for 2024. But let's get back to what Judy and I are doing. Judy and I are doing a make along. She picked this shawl because the patterns look very similar. The knit pattern is called the Effloresce shawl, and the crochet pattern is called the Reverde shawl, and they both, Effloresce means to burst forth into bloom, and I believe Reverde means something about a dance to celebrate spring, something like that. They both celebrate spring, and they're both really light, airy shawls or wraps, kind of like a scarf. They're kind of long and skinny, and you need 3 colors, or you can do this in 1 color. So far, we've had a really great interest, and we're inviting you to participate with us. This make-along is ongoing until March the 9th. You need to have your pictures submitted to us by March the 6th if you want to have them in the slideshow and participate in the giveaway, and that is a finished shawl. We would like to have your shawls finished and sent to us by then, so that we can include it in the slideshow that we're going to be doing. And that March the 9th is a Saturday. That will be a live show that I will do with Judy here on my channel. I need to get that set up. But we will be doing that on March the 9th. I'm going to show you part 1 today. And this is my part 1. It is knit on a bias, as you can see. I went ahead, the way that the pattern was written, it didn't have my color, the color 3. In the first part. This is the first part finished. Right here where this dark green comes back in again, that's where part 2 starts. So this is all a part 1. And I went ahead and brought in color 3 early just to kind of, so that all 3 colors could play together throughout the shawl. This, one of the things the designer stressed is that this is a recipe. You can make however many repeats of each section that you want. So if you want your section 1 to be longer than this, you totally can add more of these sections. There's a garter section, there's a lace section, and you kind of alternate them in this part. I've got a lot of ends I need to weave in on this. I've not been doing the weave and steven because lately I haven't really been enjoying that. I want to just weave these ends in, and so that they're not able to be seen or easy to pull out. But this is my shawl. I have a clip that I'm going to show you to explain it. I think it's easier to see when you can see it on my blocking mat with not me behind it. So I'm going to play that real quick. It starts out basically with the 2 colors. These are my 3 colors. I went ahead and introduced my 3rd color. Okay, my colors are, this is my color 1, color 2, color 3. This first color is a yarn from Knit Crate called Vitellana Linen Jewel yarn. This yarn is another one also from Knit Crate. These were given to me from a subscriber, and they're beautiful. I'm excited to be able to use them. This one is from Audine Wools. It's our Dreamy Sock yarn. And then the other one is this dark one. I just love it. It is so pretty, and there's a lot of interesting, there's more colors in here. It's a little variegated. This is from Small Fish Yarns. It's a beautiful sock yarn, and the color's called Random Attraction. But I think they go pretty well together. There's a little bit of a turquoise, that color, in this one right in there. But anyway, I started out, this is exactly how the pattern was written, alternating some garter stitch with some lace sections, and you can mix this up exactly like you want. You can see it starts out on the bias, and it's like a parallelogram going up, getting longer and longer as you go along. So what I did was I knitted the first 3 like it was supposed to be, and then I was like, I'm going to mix this up a little bit. So here I started doing some slip stitch color work between my color 3 and the next color that was coming up, which was color A. Now the way that this was written is you're going to be alternating colors A and B just for this first section. Again, I introduced color 3 a couple of times just to kind of bring that in and tie it all together. But right here, I did some slip stitch color work between, for this first garter stitch section, I did that between my color 3 and my color A, or my color 1. And then did, you can see a regular one. And then when I got to the next color change, again, some more slip stitch color work here on that first section between the 2 colors. Lace section, regular section, some more slip stitch color work on that section, and then again slip stitch color work there when I got to the next color change. And for that one, that's all I did to mix it up. And then this is the start of section 2. So this is what the first section looks like. Very simple lace garter stitch knitting, It is a great pattern to knit if you're a beginning lace knitter, learning how to knit on a bias and how to introduce some lace, simple lace into your knitting. And also, there are no purl stitches in this shawl at all. The stitches you need are knit two together, knit front and back. Those are how you're doing your increases and decreases, and yarn over. And that's part 1 of the Effloresce wrap. Please go check out Judy's channel. She's doing the Riverde, which is the sister crochet pattern to this. Go check, I'll link her channel down below. And also take a look at other people's creations. Click on the TurnPike Creations Mal 24 hashtag. And other people who are knitting this with channels and showing it will be linking that hashtag, and go check out their videos. But this is mine for my part 1 of the Effloresce wrap by Heather J. Anderson and part of TurnPike Creations Mal 24. And now I've got to pick it up and do part 2 before next week. Next week we'll be talking about part 2. But if you are interested in joining us in this make-along, we would love to have you join us. There's so much time. So some people have already finished their shawl, their wraps, and some people are doing 2. And it's just there's some people just starting. So in our Facebook group, there's a whole bunch of people there. I think there's 50 people there, maybe more by now, participating and chatting and sharing their pictures and encouraging people, helping people with questions and stuff. So we would, I'll link that down below and invite you to join us if you want to participate. And in the Facebook group, there are both crocheters and knitters. So we have everybody in the Facebook group. Judy also has a Ravelry group with a thread there. I have a Ravelry group with a thread for this make along. And people are also posting on Instagram. If you do post your picture anywhere, please make sure to use the hashtag TurnPike Creations Mal 24 so that we can be tagged, so that we can easily find it and see what you're posting, and you know, celebrate with you your shawl that you're making. And the second whip I want to talk about, you guys, if you've been following me, you guys saw January, I started this project. This project is called the Japanese Sampler Blanket 2024. The pattern is by Toni Lorenz. I just posted a stitch tutorial for February's square on my channel on Wednesday. I talked to Toni and she agreed that it'd be great for me to post the stitch tutorials so each time a square is released at the beginning of the month, I'm looking at all the stitches involved for that month and making a stitch tutorial for both. Now for this pattern, there's a cable version and a lacy version, and on my stitch tutorial, which I will link down below and up above if I can, I am doing the stitches for both versions. Now I am just making the cabled version. I thought about making both, but I am making 2 Jimmy Bean Wools blankets, this blanket, and then the Gogo Throw. So there's 4 blankets that I'm working on currently. Oh, and another blanket that I'm going to be showing you here in a minute. So there's 5 blankets I'm currently working on, and I think that's enough for me. I've never knitted that many blankets before in my life. All right, for this project, I am using a beautiful yarn from Cascade Yarns. It's a 220. It's their Cascade 220. Superwash wool. It's 100% superwash wool. It is a worsted weight yarn, and the color I'm using is 893 in Ruby. That's called Ruby. And each one of these skeins has 220 yards, and it's 100 grams. And as you've already, I'm going to hold this back, but I'm not sure you'll be able to see the detail. I did show, this is kind of what it's looking like now. This is January square, and I've shown that before. And then you can see how February square just attached, and hopefully you can see some of the details. I'll try to put a video over this as well. Hey everyone, I wanted to show you what the square for February looks like for the Japanese Sampler Blanket 2024 from Toni Lorenz. This month she had a lot of really beautiful cables in this pattern. As you can see, this is actually the center stitch for the square, and she built a cable around it. Really beautiful. I know when you watched the tutorial for this block, there was a bobble stitch. My bobble is right here and right there, and also down here and right there. As you can see, it adds a little bit of texture to the blanket. Really pretty, beautiful cable stitches this month. And it started right here where this little heart is for February. Like how she's blocking them a little bit to introduce the next square. This was January square. I do have it kind of pulled really hard, so that's why that's showing right there. But anyway, that's what it's looking like. So pretty. That is the January stitch, January square, and that is the February square. And thought I would just share them with you. Man, this is going to be a long, a very long column, because this is January, that's February. We have two more squares on this column, and then we'll have 3 of these to make the blanket. So it's going to be a nice sized blanket. This is a year-long project. You get a square a month to knit, and you have the whole month to knit it. This is a charted only pattern. So this is, if you don't know how to knit with charts, this is a great way to learn how to knit with charts. You could take the chart, the row, and write it out. And you have time. You have the whole month to make this. So you could write out the row and double check yourselves against the legend. And it teaches you how to read your knitting. It teaches you how to learn how to use charts and knit with charts, which I think is a really great way to progress your knitting. You learn how to line things up. You make less mistakes. So it is a great pattern to teach yourself how to knit using a chart. So the pattern is US $7, but again, this is a year-long pattern. You get tons of stitches. All of the stitches are based on from this beautiful book. That's 1000 Japanese Knitting and Crochet Stitches by Nihon Vogue, and it is this one is translated by Gail Rowham. So a lot of these stitches are adapted from this book by Tony Lorenz, who is the designer for this pattern. And I'm just enjoying it so much, and really appreciate Tony sharing my stitch patterns with her group. Her group is Knitting in the Loft and Ravelry. So if you want to knit this, and join that group, and you can post your pictures and chat about this pattern and see other people's pictures as well. I'm knitting this in red, but there's so many other beautiful colors being used for this blanket, and you can see how different yarns work for the different stitch patterns and everything. Some yarns have better stitch definition than others, and some, are maybe a little bit thinner or thicker. It's really interesting to see how a pattern will play with different colors and yarn weights and everything. And also, that she recommended also that could be made in sport weight. So you might see some people making it in a smaller weight of yarn, not just worsted weight in that group. So it is fun to check that out. That's Knitting in the Loft, Tony L. Lorenz's group. This pattern is the Japanese Sampler Blanket 2024. All linked below, and that was February's square, and I just love it. I really love it. And so I'll be back in March with a new square for March, but that was February's square, and that's one of the things I worked on this week. The third work in progress I want to talk about is another blanket project. I started talking about this in December. I am using an Advent box I opened in December to make this project. I'm using the yarn Advent that I got from Amanda Hope, and it's a gorgeous set that was based on the Seasons paintings by Alfonso Mucha. And here's a picture of what they looked like when I opened them. And what I decided to do for this blanket is I decided to rearrange them to look like this. And as you can see, I kind of took that one section that was probably fall and it had a lot of browns, and I kind of put the browns on each end. So my blanket, the way I started it, I've only done 3 colors. This is the way it's looking right now. There is a main color, and the main color is the color I'm using. That was the Day 25, which was the full skein of yarn. And it looks like this. It's just a really neutral light brown color. This is the Gogo Throw from Amba O'Brien, and basically it looks like this. And as you can see, it has a color that goes in between each of the mini skein colors. So my main color is that light brown I just showed you, the full skein. But these are the colors I rearranged to put some of the browns on the end. So I have, you can see 3 colors with that main color in between. And you started with that main color. And this is what it's looking like. I can't hold it all the way out on these needles. So it's going to be longer than this. But that's what it's looking like. And it's very kind of lacy, got some yarn overs in there. It's going to be a nice kind of spring summer blanket put on the back of your couch to cover up with. Love it. I love it. And the next color is another brown. And then I think I'm going to be getting into some fun colors. This is my next color that's coming up. And then I'll start to get into some of the other colors. But excited. There are 24 colors. So it's going to take me a little bit while since I'm on color 3, but I'm just enjoying the process, and maybe I'll have this done in a couple of months if I can find a little bit more time to work on it. But that's where I'm at with that. That's the Gogo Throw from Amba O'Brien, and I'm keeping it in this little basket I got here. The last whip that I want to share with you is another blanket. I know, surprise. This blanket is called the Incredible Blanket. It is a free pattern by Pearl Soho. I will link that down below. When they designed this, they used their mini skeins, kind of not really mini. They're like 130 yard skeins. It's their linen quill yarn, and they sell these in a set of 40 yarns with all these different colors to use for this blanket. And I wanted to buy the set, but it was sold out back in December. Last time I checked a few weeks ago, it was still sold out. So what I decided to do is I decided to utilize 2 of my Advent boxes. I'm going to use the Advent box I got from Aberdeen Wool back in 2022 and the Advent box I got from Aberdeen Wool in 2023. And looking at those, though, a lot of them are cool colors. And what you have to do for this blanket, I'll try to put a picture up here, is you have to have 40 colors. 20 of them need to be warm colors, which are like pinks, oranges, yellows, reds. I would put rust in there, and warm greens, yellow greens. And then 20 of them need to be cool colors, like the blues and the purples and the grays and the darker blacks and stuff like that. So, and the darker kind of greens. So 20 and 20. And since looking at those Aberdeen Wool boxes, some of them, there's a lot of cool colors, especially in that 2023 box offering. So what I've had to do is I had some beautiful mini skeins I had bought individually from Hue Loco. I'll put some pictures over me here while I'm talking about them. And some warmer colors. I had bought them just to supplement some of my mini skein projects. And so I'm using that with my Aberdeen Wool boxes and a lot of scraps that I have from leftover projects, because I have about 2 different totes full of scraps that I'm also going through and pulling out. But right now, I'm about on color 18. I finished the 18th color. And what you do is after you knit the 40 colors, then it starts all over again. And it's kind of like a shuffle. You take those 40 colors and you shuffle them, and then you knit them all over again. And then after you knit that, so you're on the 80th row, you take those same 40 colors and you shuffle them again. So you shuffle those 40 colors about 7 times to make this blanket, which is about 288 rows. I'm probably going to add in a few extra colors. So I'm thinking I might have close to 50 colors to use for this blanket. So I'm going to have probably close to 300 rows for this blanket. But it's going to take me forever to do this probably, because right now I am only on color 18. And this is what it is looking like. You can see it is big. It's 332 stitches. This is on a US 4 knitting needle, 60 inches. It's already longer than the 60 inches. I just got it kind of squinched up here. I'll get up closer. You can see so you can see the color variation. It's just a real simple. It's a 2-row repeat of each color. So this is 18 colors, As you can see, it's not very big. It's going to take forever to do, but so I'm just going to take my time and work on it. But it is a knit one below, which creates a beautiful stitch. It almost looks like a granny stitch, and then a purl stitch. It's very, very simple, but it alternates on each row so that you have it staggered going back and forth. And those are the colors I've used. Again, the first 18 colors, and I still got to get 22 more colors before I start repeating my colors again. And as you can see, you also have a plethora of ends. And now a lot of these I did do like the weave and steven on my ends, but I think I'm going to pull them out and just start weaving them in with a really sharp needle, because I don't like how this kind of makes this end thick, and I want to just weave it in and make it look seamless. I could just cut these after I block because it is the weave and steven, but I just don't like the look of that. So I'm going to pull them out and start weaving these in. But you do get a lot of ends, again, because every 2 rows you are changing colors. But I think it looks really pretty, really interesting, and you vary this up based on your own. I am kind of looking at their list. They did in the pattern, you have a printed list of colors, so I'm kind of going by that. Like if it says such and such blue, I try to look for a blue. If it has such and such green, I kind of look for a green. So I have been kind of going by that. The only thing I really did differently is they started with this pink. I went ahead and this is a color, this dark one is a leftover from Miss Babs, and it is black with a red hue. I'm going to finish, I started with that, and I'm going to finish it with that just for continuity and to get it going. So I did vary that up a little bit. I guess maybe that means I'm on color 19 since I did that color and it wasn't on the pattern, but still I got a long way to go, and it is a lot of fun to knit with all these different colors coming into play. But that's what it is looking like. This is the incredible blanket. It is going to take me forever to do this. It might even take a couple of years. Who knows? But I am having fun working on it. The next color that comes into play for this is one of these little mini skeins I have from Hue Loco. It's this Peony Pink. Or actually, this is the blush. And that's going to come in next. Next on my color right here is pink. So hopefully I can work on that some this week. I haven't really done the math on how many rows I need to do each day to get this finished in a certain time period. I'm just kind of working on it as I have time. And but I don't want it to become a UFO that I don't finish, because I really do want to do this. I think it's a lot of fun to make, and I am enjoying it. And I think it's going to be so beautiful and colorful that I can't wait to have a blanket like that. I've always wanted to make one of those granny squares. It looks a lot like one of those granny square blankets that I've seen from Lucy of Attic 24, but I just have never gotten to it. Plus, a lot of those are worsted weight, and I don't have that much worsted weight where I have a lot of this fingering weight that I'm going to be using up to make this blanket. Again, it's going to take forever to make, but it should be fun, and I hope so. I hope I can make it fun. So that is all of the works in progress I have to show you. I do want to get started on another shawl, and I'll be explaining that in the upcoming events when we get to that today. Now we're going to move on to some beautiful yarn and stitch markers. I'm not going to show you everything I have piled up behind this camera. I'm just going to show you a little bit of it. But I have had some of this. The stuff I'm going to show you today, I have had this yarn for a long time. Now, I bought this yarn from Expression Fiber Arts back in December when they had a great sale. But this is Boucle, is that how you say it? This is their Bubbly Boucle lace yarn, which is, oh my goodness, hold on. It is 66% alpaca, 34% silk. It is 620 meters, 678 yards. And this color is called Nebulous. I don't know if you can see, it's super fuzzy. It is so cool. I have never had a yarn like this. I'm not even sure how it's going to knit up. Let me see if I can pull like a strand out so you can see it's got the fuzzy parts accentuated on this. You see how it's accentuated there? That is so cool. Can you see that? I'm not sure if you can. Maybe like this. It is so interesting. But it has this color has purples and blues in it. It's called Nebulous, and I have 2 skeins of this, so that would be enough to make an interesting shawl. It's like over 1,200 yards of this. So I'm not sure what I'm going to make with it, but I thought it was really interesting. It was on sale, and I grabbed some, and I'm interested in it for sure. It's very, very fuzzy. And like I said, I've never knitted with anything like that before in my life. It's lace, so it should be interesting. So I got 2 skeins of that. Expression Fiber Arts. I got another skein of yarn from them. I got this. Let me show you this. This is their another lace weight yarn. This is the Yak Silk Lace. Beautiful. It is so soft. It is 50% yak down and 50% silk. So it's a 50-50 blend. This is 620 meters, 680 yards. And this color is Suro Cumulus. And it is pink with some, looks like some blue undertones. Look at that. Isn't that really pretty? So I got 2 skeins of that. And I really was thinking about maybe making, using this for one of my shawl patterns that I might be knitting here soon. It is so soft, this yak with silk. And let's see if I can show you how thick a thread is. Sorry, I probably hit the camera right there. The tripod, I didn't mean to. Here is a thread. I don't know if you can see that very well. It is plied. That is so pretty. Anyway, so that's another one I got from Expression Fiber Arts. And I've got one more from them that I want to share. I got 3 skeins of this next yarn. This next yarn is called it's Cash Silk Sock, and Judy is the one who kind of recommended this. This is a 75% superwash wool, 15% cashmere, 10% silk. Very soft. This is 375 meters, 410 yards. This color is called Tropical Harmony. And I thought with Judy having her tropical bird stuff, this might be interesting. I might be able to use it sometime. It's blues, purples, and pinks. And I have 3 skeins. Here, let's show you the variation. There is quite a bit of variation in these skeins. Isn't that pretty? So I'm not sure what I'm going to make with that, but that's another Expression Fiber Arts. Tropical Harmony is the colorway. So we'll see if I can use it in one of Judy's make-alongs or not. It didn't work for this month, but maybe in a month coming up soon. The next yarn I want to share with you is from Freckled Whimsy. They are out of Illinois. I showed one of their skeins of yarn in Vlogmas, and this is their monthly yarn club. This is their self-stropping sock yarn club for January. This is called Ice Dancing, and for this I got the Splendid yarn base, which is 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, 437 yards, 100 grams. It is a 4-ply fingering, and it's got a lot of the cool winter colors in it, the blues, blue-greens, purples, and it came with this mini skein of yarn, which I think is cream. I don't know, it may be pink. I don't know. I'm having a hard time telling on the colors right now. I think there might be some pink in this as well. Maybe that is pink. I'm sorry, my eyes aren't not working right now, but that is the monthly yarn club for January for Freckled Whimsy. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to try to make that into some beautiful socks. The next one is a project bag. This is from Jane Wynn Designs. We all know her as Scraptastic Yarns. And this is a Christmas Gnomes drawstring project bag for knitting and crochet. In this, she included some tea, some raspberry royale, and it looks like a stitch marker, a little stitch marker in here. That's a beautiful little progress keeper. Can you see that? A little progress keeper with a bead on it. That's so pretty. It's so nice. And it's got her card in there. And here's the bag I got from her, the Christmas Gnome bag. Isn't that cute? Love the little pattern. And it's a cinch bag. I don't have a lot of these cinch bags, but it's a beautiful size. It can hold quite a bit of stuff in here. And let's see what it looks like on the inside. See how it's lined with a different material? You can see her thing in here, her label, Jane Wynn Designs. It's just so cute. It's got a different pattern in there for the inside, and it's just very well made, and I just love it. So I'm excited to use this in my crafting. But again, another little Christmas gnome bag. They believe it was on sale, so but I wanted to support her. That is Jane Wynn Scraptastic Yarns. I'll also put her Etsy store where you can see all of her beautiful makes that she has for sale. The next thing I want to share with you is a, you know, my friend Jennifer over at Hand Stitched Life. I shared her stitch markers during Vlogmas, and I had 2 sets of those. And she has a monthly stitch marker club, and last year I did that. That was the fairy tale club. This year she's doing the monthly yarn club again, and they are based on the 2024 monthly club theme. This year is going to be, it says, discover the magic of nature. It says, embark on a journey of creativity and inspiration with our exclusive monthly knitting club subscription. Each month you'll receive a carefully curated package filled with 3 to 5 surprise items handpicked to align with our enchanting flora and fauna theme. The product image serves as an inspiring sneak peek into the captivating world awaiting you. And this is the product image for this year's. Isn't that adorable? All the flowers and the animals. We got these for the stitch markers in the different colors, like turquoise and pinks and whites. And then these are the progress keepers we got. We've got an owl. Isn't that cute? We have a beautiful snowflake. Let me turn that around. It looks like that. The last progress keeper is a crystal with a star. I don't know if you can see, there's a crystal and a star. Like that. So that's what we got for this month. And I actually ended up getting 2 of these, and I don't remember if I bought 2 for the whole year or what, but I do have one to give away, and let's just do that today. Don't advertise that this is a giveaway. I just prefer that my giveaways stay kind of more hidden this year, because I want the people who watch my videos to have a better chance to win items instead of people that come to my channel and just come for the giveaways. And I mean, I don't mind if they win, but I also really love it when people who watch my videos a lot and win. So just want to keep this on the down low and share this right here in the middle of this video. If you would like to participate to win this extra Get Stitch Marker set, please put a comment down below this video, and in the comment put the word hand stitched. It's all one word. Hand stitch, HANDSTITCHED, hand stitched, for Hand Stitched Life. And I will pick a winner. I'll put the date across my face because I don't really remember what today's date is, and I'll need to look at a calendar, but I'll do it like in I'll give you guys a little bit over a week to watch this video and put a comment below. But you know, just kind of keep it to yourselves, and maybe everybody that doesn't really watch my videos won't be flocking to watch, won't be flocking to try to just win stuff. So anyway. So for the next thing I want to talk to you about are upcoming events, and there's about 3 different things I want to talk to you about right today. The first one There is another make-along happening on the YouTube streets that I want to highlight. This is from Linda Simpson and her sister June, the Disley sisters. They are doing a shawl make-along for this spring. It is called #DSC Spring Shawl MCal. And basically, there are some rules to participate. You do have to make a shawl, a crochet shawl, or a knit shawl, and they have a list of recommended patterns. I will try to link that video where they describe this and have all that linked. I'll try to link that below so you guys can go check it out if you are interested in participating in that. I know I want to participate in that, and I'm trying to figure out, I'm considering knitting one of my Romy Hill lace leather shawls, and I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do the Peony Garden one or if I'm going to do the Mountain Frost. Now, the Mountain Frost is the one that came out just recently, and it uses those 2 skeins of Sweet Georgia sea silk lace yarn, and I really am leaning towards that one because it has a very unique cast on that I've never done before, and I'm so excited about trying that. Really want to make that, so it may be that one. But I do love the look of the Peony Gardens, and it starts out circular and ends up being triangular, and that's so cool as well. So I have to figure out which one I'm going to make out of those 2, but I think that's what I'm going to do for Linda and June's MCal. But I wanted to mention it. That came out like after I did my the day after I did my MCal video, so I wanted to make sure I mentioned it this week in upcoming events. Please go check it out, and you have a couple of months to 3 months to knit this. We have March, well, rest of February, March, April, and I think you have to submit it by April the 30th to them to participate in their giveaway that they're doing for the people who participate in the MCal. The next one I'm so excited about, and I want to participate. You guys know I have a really hard time with MCals, mystery knit-alongs. This year, I said I was not going to do them. The only one I was going to do, there was only like 1 or 2 I was going to do. Well, this year, here I am, I'm at my first major roadblock. There is a mystery knit-along coming up. It starts March the 1st. It is from Mary Annarella, who is Lyrical Knits. The last 2 years, I have knit her mystery knit-along, and what she likes to do is she likes to design her design around a movie or something like that. The last 2 years, I have done, the first 2 years ago, I did the As You Wish. That was this one. You remember this? I showed you. I showed it all here on my channel. This was the As You Wish, which was based on The Princess Bride. This beautiful rectangular stole with all these beautiful different shapes and everything. This was made with Amanda Hope yarn. And then last year, we did a shawl based on Ghostbusters, Who You Gonna Shawl? And I used this yarn from Marinated Yarns, this kit from Marinated Yarns. This is my Ghostbusters shawl. So pretty. And I really, really want to. She's making another MCal, and I was reading about it. Let me tell you a little bit about it. This is going to be based on the Muppets. It's called the Muppet Shawl MCal. God, I really want to participate. I told Brian I'm not going to do it. I bought the pattern, but I really want to stay true to what I'm working on, my blankets and my projects. And I also really have, this month I did not pull out my my UFOs, my unfinished objects, and I want to work on one of those a month. So I've got to work on 2 of those and get those going because I really want to stay true to that. But this is going to be probably similar. It sounds like it's going to be like another rectangular stole kind of a project. So it's a rectangular shape. Last year's have been rectangular, so I kind of envisioned something similar to this maybe. And there are a lot of yarn companies that are selling kits. I saw some from Amanda Hope and Miss Babs, Marinated Yarns again, Sunshine Yarns. There's a whole list on her pattern page in Ravelry, which I will link down below. But again, this is the Muppet the Muppet Shawl MCal. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. She makes them so much fun. Has all kinds of references to the item that she designed it around. You need 2 full skeins of a main color, and you need 6 mini skeins, but the mini skeins are scraps of yarn. They need to be about 134 yards each of the colors. And there's some of those kits are so cute. Like there's one that's called It Isn't Easy Being Green, and it has all these different shades of green. I want to knit this so bad, but try not to. Each one of the colors should contrast to the main color. In the shawl, she said there's going to be some slip stitch color work and a small bit of stranded color work. But if you don't know how to do stranded color work or don't want to do it, she said she will have an other option that will look just as good as that, and it's a rectangular shawl. And she has a group in Ravelry that you can participate in and chat. So a lot of fun. And again, she's a great designer. I enjoyed doing both of these for the last 2 years. I've done it, and I just these are nice and warm shawls. I've been cold today. These are so nice and warm. Anyway, I just wanted to mention it. The Muppet Shawl MCAL, if you're interested in doing a mystery knit along, this would be a really good one. And every time I've knitted one of her shawls, I've learned something new. So they are a lot of fun, and I really want to do it, but I can't. I've got to stay true to what I'm doing. But that is the second item I want to mention about what's going on right now in the knitting and crochet world. The last thing I want to mention is actually something personal for me. Now, there is this thing called, there's a knit-a-thon that will be happening on March the 23rd, and it is the Knit for Food knit-a-thon, and I signed up for it. What happens is you have to knit for 12 hours. I'm sure we'll get like a little bit of a break, like a bathroom break, but if I can raise $100, I will get a link to all of the activities that are going to be going on. I wanted to set a personal goal to raise $1,000. I don't know if that's going to even be possible. It's kind of hard, but I wanted to ask you guys if any of you guys would consider donating to my cause. It is raising money for people with food insecurities for 4 major organizations: Feeding America, World's Central Kitchen, No Kid Hungry, and Meals on Wheels, which, you know, helps from kids to older people. Make sure they have food to eat in their homes, which I think is a really big thing. I think it's getting harder every day with the prices of food items these days and meats. And so I really it's something near and dear to my heart, and I really want to raise as much money as I can. So if you can donate to that, I'll put a link down below to the link where you can donate to my page. And all of the money goes to those, it'll be split 4 ways across those organizations to help them get food to people who need it. So again, I'm raising money up until March the 23rd, and that is going to be a 12-hour thing, and I think I'll be able to stream it. I need to double check the rules, but if I can, I'll probably stream that day on my channel, and you can watch me knit as I do the knit-a-thon. It may not be that exciting. I'm just going to be sitting there knitting and probably stretching out a little bit. But if I can do that, I'm happy to do that and try to raise more money for those organizations. So if you can donate anything, I would really appreciate it if you could help me in that cause. And thank you so much for letting me share that with you and mention that. And I hope today has been informative. Maybe you found something that you've some yarn you want to go buy, or an activity you may want to go participate in. Thank you so much for spending the time with me today. I'm sorry I am a little bit struggling with my eyes, and it is affecting me to be able to talk and put my thoughts together. So please forgive me. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I really do appreciate you spending some time with me today. And I hope and pray that you're all doing well. And I hope to see you all very, very soon. Please take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.